In the heart of the city, where dreams come alive, B-Up's on the mic with that fire in his eyes. From the court to the field, every game, every fight, he's the voice of the struggle under stadium lights. He's seen the highs and the lows, the wins and the pain, every triumph and tear, every loss in the rain. But through it all, he stands tall, never backs down, with a heart full of love for this sports-loving town. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Every story, every glory, every promise we keep. From the love of the game to the struggles we face, he's the voice of the people in this sacred space. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. There's a love in the air for the game and the grind, for the players who hustle, leaving it all behind.
What's going on, family? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, it's Thursday night. It's Thursday night with Sports Talk with B. Watts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts. It's so good to be able to come to you to bring you this broadcast along with Greg Setter and JR Boxing tonight. We're going to talk about SHEDEUR Sanders' final day at the Cleveland Browns minicamp. I'm here and listen to the guys and see what they got to say about that, how they perform. And also, we're going to talk about Travis Hunter, BJ Green, and Cameron Simeon Craig at the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're also going to touch on Shiloh at Tampa Bay, DeJounte Webster out there in Baltimore. And then we're going to switch over and talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes football team getting ready for their 2025 campaign season. So y'all that sit back and relax and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And also, if you like to continue to support the broadcast, join the membership. Join the membership, or you can Cash App, or you could just do whatever you want to do to support the broadcast. All right? All right. I appreciate you. I really do. I really do. Let me see who's in that chat before I bring the fellas up. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat before I get I love CC. Old school, what's going on? Kate, what's going on? TC, Samuel, what's up? Miss Phyllis Smith, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hope y'all have had a great day. Miss Kimberly Nash Williams, what's going on with you today? Hope you had a good day. You and Miss Diane Brown. I see y'all. MSD, what's going on? Reverend Nelson, my dog. Reverend Nelson, we got to do something about that link that you sent. It still won't let me load it up. We got to do it in a different format. Bobby Lewis, what's up? Coach G, what's going on? TR, what's up? Val C, I see you. I see you. Robert Washington, what's going on? Joyce Arrow, how you feeling? Ronald Randall, what's going on? Kenny Wilson, my dog, what's going on, man? Mr. James Porch, what's up? Miss Harris, how you of Yahweh, my dog. All right, let's get these guys in here and let's get it on. Waiting on JR. No, I had him, but I lost. Yeah. There you go. There you go. There you go. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Not much, man. I had to
Everybody doing all
get in
right?
this house, man. Track practice. Like, come on, let's go.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
home.
At track practice.
Yeah, out there with the baby girl, man. Yeah, I'm back. We're back in the building now. What's up? What's up, Greg?
What's going on?
Ah, shoot, not much.
What I
man.
miss?
Not much, man. I'm gonna have to order one of them boxes you was talking about, Greg.
Okay. All
I
right.
get on. Man.
I'm gonna have to order one.
Ain't
I'm
gonna
gonna
hold y'all.
text you after the show.
Okay.
How long? Give me back. Ain't gonna.
Oh, my screen look dark.
B Watt stuck in the matrix.
Is he froze up?
Yeah, it look like you froze, B Watts. I said it sounded like you froze.
Yeah, I'm having freezing up, man.
A little bit. You got your little storm down there again today?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to my. I'm gonna have to go to. Yeah, my phone, man. I put a new order in for my upgrade my internet. They told me I was fine. They sent me a message a while ago saying I'm fine.
Yeah, man, that T-Move tough, man. Yeah.
So I don't know. But I hope we can get another. I hope we can. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure something out. What I'm gonna do about this internet thing. They told me I was good.
Yeah, I told JR.
I don't know it. You think it be the laptop?
No, I mean it could just be signal strength, or as far as like where you're at. I don't know if you have like a connecting router in the house where you sitting closer to the router.
This is that T-Move. Like that. You know that T-Move is getting better. That's what they say in the chat.
I ain't dealing with you, Greg.
They said T-Move internet. That's what they said.
I ain't dealing with you, man. But yeah, sometimes you get like a booster, depending on like how big how big your house is. Your router may be somewhere else.
I ain't got T-Mobile. I got Spectrum.
Oh, that's your problem right there, Spectrum. I can't stand Spectrum.
I got Spectrum.
Hey man, I ain't hating on T-Move because T-Move got some good stuff, man. I ain't hating. They might want to sponsor the show one day.
Yeah. Hey.
T-Move.
I ain't gonna hate on me. That's who I got my phone through. T-Mobile. I got my phone through T-Mobile.
I said T-Move.
T-Move. T-Move. Right.
Not mobile. Move. 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 Milk it.
Hey, that's what I got. But I can do good on the phone. I'm finna switch over to my phone. Hey, check this out.
You don't know about that.
All right, check this out. I'm finna switch over to my phone.
All right. What's happening, everybody in the chat? What's happening?
Yeah, because yesterday I put in for upgrade my internet, and they told me they'll be there on the 23rd. That's as soon as they get, because they shorter people. I said, okay. Then about an hour ago, they text me and said, we troubleshooted your internet. They said, you got everything. You good. You got the strength. You got everything you need. I said, dog. So I don't know what else to do.
Well, they connect them point then.
Yeah, that's all.
The internet is the got to get a boost then. A router.
They told me to unplug everything for 5 minutes, then plug it back up. And I did that then. I mean, power go.
That's what I said. He probably need another router in their house. That house so big. See them ceilings. He probably got.
Where's the router at?
Instead of 9-foot ceiling, B Watts got
Well,
15-foot ceilings. Living in that 5,000 square foot house, that's the problem. You need another
is it?
booster or router in that house to get that signal around. House too
Oh, he
big.
got to be by it. He got to be. Is it not in that room behind you? The router, the box.
No, it's in
Behind
my
you?
living room. It's in my living room.
Then you might need a router. May got too many walls in between. I don't know. Yeah, router. Put the router in
I
the
don't know
room
either,
in right
man.
now.
But
He need a signal booster.
I'm gonna upgrade my laptop now, I guess.
You might start with the router repeater.
I need a signal booster.
Start with that.
Yeah, signal booster, router repeater, something like that to see. And those are fairly inexpensive. They, run like $25, $30.
Okay.
Like
I'll start with that.
but yeah, that's why I got 2 routers in the house.
All right.
But that's what B Watts problem.
Let's go and kick this thing off. Hey, y'all keep the conversation going, and I'm gonna switch over to my phone.
All right. But yeah, man, what's happening, Greg, man?
What I missed this week? Y'all been talking about this week?
Yeah, been on it, man. Look, the Cleveland Browns and how they handling the SHEDEUR Sanders situation.
It ain't nothing changed, right?
Ain't nothing changed. I mean, yeah, he took a first team rep all through mandatory OTAs, anything like that. But yeah, me and B Watts talked about it with Uncle Steve on Tuesday.
See, Gabriel got his touchdowns up.
Yeah.
His completion, man, is horrible.
Yeah,
it's amazing how SHEDEUR numbers look very identical to what he was in college.
What he was at 74%, and he had 77.4. So, look, I don't buy it, man. I don't buy it when they said, "Come on, guys, it's just OTAs, it's just this." Man, that man's still interviewing for a job. So I don't know who goes out to interview for a job, for a position in the job, and just do it halfway. So when people say, "Oh, it's just OTAs and stuff like that," you should be probably putting your best foot forward, especially since you're new to the franchise. That's just me.
Man, please. If he was stinking up the field, they wouldn't be saying it's just the OTAs.
Exactly.
But we know better than that. They'd be like, "See, I'll say he won a 5th round pick. We told you he should have been a no-round pick." That's what they be saying. It's silly. So it amazes me how people can move. You know what I don't like? When people can that's favoritism. That's bias. Like, the rules don't apply to the other person the same way as it apply to somebody you like. If your person you like, is he that great? They that great, then they should be able to stand on their own without you having to adjust the rules to make them look good. And that's the thing with, we've seen it at Colorado, we've seen it with certain players, we've seen it where, okay, Colorado play music, do certain things, and it's like it's seen a certain way. Another team do it, it's fun, it's cultural, it's whatever. So yeah. You can't get away with the same stuff. I don't know what that was. That'd be Watts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's an ugly thing to me. I don't like when people do that, when they switch up the rules. You can do it, but I can't do it. That's not a good thing.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't buy into it. You hear it, oh, it's just OTA, so it shouldn't be taken that serious. Okay, the Browns need a quarterback, so it should be taken serious, regardless, OTAs or not. Oh, I've never heard anybody track OTA stats. Well, the Browns made it very clear that it's an open quarterback competition. So they said that everybody gonna get an opportunity to give their best foot forward. And it looks like SHEDEUR is exceeding in the statistics of what he was able to do. So, like I said,
got less reps.
With less reps, absolutely, with less reps. So we're gonna see what training camp looks like.
Like they said, it's gonna be even. Why they keep making sure he not always had a less reps? I mean, Flacco had it, but I mean, he basically was off, almost off. Like, what do you get when you? I don't know. I don't know what the game is, but I know what the game is because it's like,
yeah. What you mean you know what the game is, but you know what the game is?
I mean, I don't know why they playing this game when they already showed us the game when they did the draft.
There you go. That's what I want you to say. Yeah.
You want me to say it?
Yeah, that's what I want you to say.
You be like, you don't say that on your show, but you come on my show.
Hey, it ain't gonna matter. You gonna say it anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. That's why Greg said, I'm gonna say it. I gotta say it. But you know, if that's why everybody like, oh, it's over now. It doesn't matter. You're no longer. They remind that man every day he's a 5th round draft pick. It's in the NFL. Don't matter what draft pick you is. They remind him every day you're a 5th round draft pick. You're 4th on the depth chart. They remind him every day, oh, this is why you're getting the least reps. What do you expect? But they sit up there and told that lie. That when he get out there, it's all gonna wash away. That's not gonna matter anymore, and everybody's gonna, be even and equal. It's gonna be utopia, and it hasn't happened. And they said they're gonna get equal reps, and it hasn't happened. And they said that he's gonna get the opportunity, and he hasn't had a chance to really be the first team according to what we hear. So I'm trying to see what's the game. How long this go on?
I mean, the minicamp are over now. They can get ready for training camp. So y'all think you think he's gonna
still early. All the shows, it's still early. I don't know how early it's gonna be. They're gonna wait till July to say it's on time. Like, I don't know. Because it's not benefiting his team. If he's gonna be the guy, it's not benefiting his team not to get the reps. So they're showing you that they don't want him to be the guy because he's not getting the reps.
Let me ask you this question. Start with JR, Dan Greg. Check this out. I seen a couple reports on that, and I heard a couple people who might be close to the situation. I don't know. You think SHEDEUR really don't know the playbook, or his development is not what it should be? You think? I don't know. I'll just listen to them. What they're saying, his development is not where Kenny Pickett and Flacco at because they got more experience. But when you see Dylan Gabriel out there, he ain't got no more experience in the NFL than SHEDEUR. He went out there first. It really just don't make no sense. Only thing I can do now is just sit back and see how it went out. I believe it's Barry, man, Andrew Barry. I believe who called the shot.
He is GM. I mean, he is the GM.
Yeah, because if they roll SHEDEUR out there and just let him go, it gonna make Andrew Barry, JR, Greg look bad because he chose Kenny Pickett in that 3rd round.
But he chose Dylan Gabriel. He chose Dylan Gabriel in that 3rd round.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel over that 3rd round. My bad.
Go deeper. Now, it's not that he chose Gabriel in the 3rd round. He skipped SHEDEUR the first 2 rounds to get to Gabriel. How about that?
Yeah.
he had to skip SHEDEUR to get to Gabriel because SHEDEUR was the one supposed to be in the 1st round, not Gabriel.
Yeah, I'm serious, man.
Then they say, oh, he's still on the board. Let's get him. And then they turned around and they started looking like they was ready to cry and with the tongue in cheek when they picked him tomorrow. We just had a tired day. We just was tired. But they were looking like SHEDEUR Sanders.
Yeah. Let me read this super chat out. Big Walt ATL, what's going on? ATL, $5 super chat. He said, if you don't want to change your culture, don't draft me. The Browns hit the lottery. They did. I'm gonna talk about that. Hey, you must have read my notes. I'm doing a video on that 8 o'clock in the morning. But like I said, I heard 2 podcasts today. One of them was a former Cleveland Brown player. I don't know if they've been talking to somebody. They said maybe it's because they don't see SHEDEUR has progressed and they want to take him slow for us learning the playbook. I don't know. But I think, Kevin Stefanski came up on a Pat Sherman, right?
I'm not buying into the not knowing the playbook thing. For the simple fact that if he didn't know the playbook, then the complete reps, if you could put up the complete like QB tracker, that
Yeah,
77.4%,
that's all you need to know right there.
it would not make sense. So if
Right.
you don't understand the plays, it wouldn't make sense for you to go throughout rookie mini camp and then go through involuntary OTAs to the voluntary part to the mandatory mini camp and have 77.4% completion
Yeah, you know that
with
doesn't
like it don't add up
that
because if
just
he did,
makes yeah, you don't know
yeah,
what you're doing. You ain't gonna have success because that means
Right.
yeah,
how the ball gonna be in the right place and the player's gonna be in the right place.
exactly.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
see, so
yeah. You're right, Greg.
I don't know. That don't make
It
sense to
sounds
me.
like another narrative, like he didn't know what to say at the interview. That sounds like another one. The same person must put that out.
See, they
So
keep changing the goalpost every time he do good. They'll bring up this
exactly.
when somebody question them about something. They'll change the goalpost because he killing everything else, right? He
Yeah.
killing everything else. He
Hey
killing.
man, you showed me any quarterback that got almost 80% in the NFL was supposed to be way more challenging. You say, well, he going against the 3s and 4s. So, well, I guess that proves he ain't a 3 and 4 then.
Ex-
He whooping them like that.
exactly.
Right, and he's making everybody else look good. That's a third string wide receiver looking like a first string wide receiver.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Because
saying? That's
the
what you want in a quarterback.
because the thing that gets me when they like, well, I mean, he playing with the third and the fourth. That don't have nothing to do with how he gets the ball out.
Accuracy.
Because if you got a third rep guy going against a third rep guy, shouldn't they be on even playing field? So it's not like the third rep guy gonna be just over dominating the defensive third rep guy or the fourth. Like they on even playing field. I
Right.
can see if it was the number one receiver going against the number four defensive back, and he like, well, Jerry Judy was just wide open. Anybody can make that pass. No, you throwing against guys that are on even playing level. So it's not like somebody just wide open. It's not. So miss me with that too.
Yeah.
It's hard. The hardest thing for men to do, and I know the ladies in the chat gonna be like, I know that's right, JR. But the hardest thing for men to do is to say, you know what, I was wrong. We got it wrong.
Right.
How often do you hear coaches, GMs come to the podium and say, you know what, we got it wrong.
Right.
The evaluation process, we got it wrong. It would be just easy if they just came out and said, we
Same
got it
out.
wrong.
That's it.
Again, Kevin Stefanski said Dylan Gabriel was the number 2 quarterback
Yeah.
on our big board.
Yeah.
The number 2 quarterback on the board. I should
Yeah.
have brought out my whiteboard tonight, Greg. I should have
Yeah.
put it out and put
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel at number 2 behind me. I'm gonna do that next show, B-Y. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have my
Yeah.
whiteboard
Yeah.
behind me.
Hey, I'm like you. Who was number one on their board then?
Who was number 1? So if Cam Ward, let's say they had Cam Ward as a number 1. So you knew you wasn't gonna get the number 1 pick. So you
Right.
still made a mistake there. So where in your draft evaluation process did you go wrong to not have SHEDEUR where everybody else had him? Well, let me not say everybody else because I don't want people to say, well, you're not an NFL GM. All the draft analysis had SHEDEUR going as the either number 1 or number 2 quarterback.
Yeah, let me get this super chat out right quick. Dana Listen to John. Appreciate the 199 so much for equal reps. DG got 30 more reps than 12. Yeah, yeah. Kevin Stefanski to be lying, man. He just be lying.
That's to me, I'm just like, if you see something, you bring both of the guys, you bring them in, and they're going through that rookie minicamp. They probably realized during the rookie minicamp, like, oh yeah, 12 is just a much better talent than number 5. It is what it is. SHEDEUR is a bit, we see it. All right, cool. But we still got to go with our narrative because we drafted this guy higher. And I said that's the old guard of the NFL. They just gonna go status quo. We drafted this guy first, so we got to give him the opportunity first for him to validate, okay, either we got him in the right spot or we didn't get him in the right spot, and then we can move on. So I think they gave Dylan Gabriel these extra reps, almost 30 extra reps more, to say once they go into training camp, I would not be surprised if SHEDEUR is number 2 in training camp, and then they could justify, hey, all throughout OTAs, the quarterbacks got this. We tracked it all the way through the process, and it just made sense for us to come in training camp with this to establish a rhythm for the rest of our team. And so this is where we have the quarterbacks listed, whatever, whether it be Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett 1, and then SHEDEUR 2, Dylan Gabriel 3, and then vice versa for whoever's going to be 4. I think that's probably more of what will happen.
I heard somebody say that. I heard somebody on the radio say that too. They said that's what they doing that for. I said, wow. So they did it another way last 2 years. It didn't work out. So they trying it this way this year to see how it work out. But either way, I'm like, Greg, yeah, they got it wrong.
They got it wrong. And
they got it wrong. Well, no matter how they trying to fix it, they got it wrong.
They're not going to admit to getting it wrong.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask this question then. I'm going to ask y'all this question. Who should they trade or cut from the quarterback room? Start with Greg.
I don't know, man. I think they should trade and cut all of them except SHEDEUR. Because, I mean...
I'm saying way.
I mean,
I'm the same way. I mean, what Flacco
they want to get 2 quarterbacks next year anyway, right?
They ain't get no 2
quarterbacks. Let them tell it. They finna go get 2 more rookies next year. 2 first-round quarterbacks. That sound about like something they do.
Look. Elijah Watson said, $2 super chat. What happened to Dylan Gabriel? 2 interceptions. Hey, I want to know what happened to Joe Flacco too. And Kenny.
They had to make SHEDEUR 1 look big. They had to make
that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Make SHEDEUR 1 look big.
Too many touchdowns, so they had to make his 1 interception look big.
Yeah. You know? What about your that was your order? You gonna go with JR? What you just throw it out?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going into training camp, the way I look at it, Joe Flacco didn't get many reps throughout OTAs. Look, he's a veteran. Typically, veterans are not even at OTAs, but since he's new to the franchise of the Cleveland Browns, hey, you come in, you try to establish some rapport, some chemistry with some new faces of the organization. But he's going into his 18th year. We know what you got. We got plenty of tape on you. We know what you got. So I don't think you need to give him a lot of reps. You give them reps to Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel because you trying to see what they got. Because Kenny Pickett is the trade asset. Kenny Pickett is the new Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones went on to New York. He had 1 good year, and then after that, he stunk it up. They traded him. Daniel Jones went to who did he go to? Minnesota Vikings. Middle of the year, they traded him. Minnesota Vikings.
Wow.
He ain't do nothing. And then guess what? Minnesota Vikings sent his behind to the Indianapolis Colts this year. Yeah. So now he with the Colts.
Yeah.
That's Kenny Pickett's story. He was with the Steelers. He had 1 decent year. Then after that, it just didn't turn out well. They shipped his butt out. He went to Philly. He saw the field one time when Jalen Hurts hurt his shoulder. And then guess what? Philly sent his behind to Cleveland for a 5th-round pick.
Let me get these super chats out. Y'all, before they go away. People be killing me about their super chat. Skull 13, $4.99. One cannot complete 7% of their passes in a NFL offense without knowing the playbook. But that's what JR and Greg said. I agree with you. Appreciate that.
You're right, Skull.
Patrick Williams, $10 super chat. Appreciate it, fellas. My take is that Flacco and SHEDEUR is a lock for 1 and 2. Dylan Gabriel and Kenny are battling for that QB3. Cleveland is giving those guys every opportunity to make the team. That's a good assessment there. That's the same thing with JR really was just saying just a while ago. Appreciate it, Patrick Williams. But sum up that whole quarterback situation they got going in from the management and the room. And then we'll move on.
It's on you, Greg.
Well, once upon a time, it was a team called the Cleveland Browns. Every year they get whooped in their conference. Every year they need a new quarterback, 3-4 new quarterbacks. In 2025, they got them 4 new quarterbacks that they're gonna recycle through again in one season. So my summary is I don't know nothing about Cleveland, but I know that. Ain't that something? You know nothing about Cleveland, but you know that every year they're gonna go through all they remind you of Utah. The last few years, what Utah do? Go through all their quarterbacks and get whooped. Utah supposed to be so good, and they go through 4 quarterbacks a year. And I think Oklahoma State did the same thing. That way, this team here is a joke because you think about it, they're not setting neither one of these quarterbacks up for success. They're not preparing nobody to be the starter. They're wasting time playing dumb, and then they ain't really got nothing to play dumb with because they're not equal. So why you treat them like they're equal? Flacco is not equal. His knees gonna go out by game 3. His ankles, some gonna go out. Pickett gonna get in there. He gonna look lost because he'll be like, "Am I actually starting? I'm actually gonna get a chance to start." Gabriel don't know where he at. I don't know if he think he's still at Oregon, but he don't look like he know where he at. So the SHEDEUR sitting around looking at all these fools like, I can't believe this. I went not only from the first round, but now behind these clowns. So that's what this was going through his head. This can't be real. This got to be a dream. I went from to be the top guy around, like the boy down that ward down there that's skinning and grinning. Then I end up in this mess. And I end up in the mess. I go to a mess of a team. And if the team ain't bad enough, I'm in this mess. Y'all got me behind 3 scrubs as if we on the same level. That's my son.
You right, Greg. Hey, FD, appreciate that super chat. Family. Kenny Pickett will be traded soon. 12 is QB1. Well, we hope so. We never know about these folks, man. I thought the same thing, but you never know. Greg, you're right. He behind 3 clowns, bro. 3 clowns, man. 3. Not 1, not 2, but 3.
3.
I mean, they're not clowns. You know what? They're not clowns. They are the type of quarterbacks that the Browns deserve. The typical quarterback. They're gonna go in there and throw interceptions and get their butt beat. That's what it is. That's what they are. They are traditional. They're right. Dylan Gabriel is the type of quarterback that the Browns would bring on. Somebody who they gonna keep talking about. He not ready yet. He not ready yet. He'll be ready. And then he never get ready and they trade him. And they do the thing all over again. They go get another bump. They have not drafted good. Who have they drafted good?
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I was definitely say that. Myles Garrett.
Quarterback.
All right,
quarterback. What quarterback have they drafted that really turned out the way they needed to be?
I'm gonna say this. I think they drafted Baker Mayfield good. It just the coaching situation was jacked up.
Yeah,
because they had the coach that was there. I forget his name. Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson did not want Baker Mayfield, but the ownership wanted Baker Mayfield. And
they won a playoff game for. They won that playoff game with.
Yeah, they got to playoff game, and then they fired Hugh Jackson and brought in the quarterback coach.
You know, Bernie Kosar, he was good when they drafted.
No, Baker Mayfield had a good year. He had a good year.
Bernie Kosar took him to the playoff, deep in the playoff.
But we gotta look at all the variables.
I was born though, B. Watts. I don't know.
We gotta look at.
Oh hell nah, bro.
Man, Greg didn't watch no Bernie Kosar.
Look, man, I watched Bernie Kosar. Him and Ernie Bowden. That's that real dog pound they had. What?
Man, I'm telling you this. Since y'all want to go there, if we gonna give him credit for winning the game, we gotta give Tebow credit when he went there in Denver.
Man, stop, Greg. Stop, bro.
Now, Tebow is a reach. Come on, Greg.
Tebow got in there, took them boys to the playoff. Then they dunked them for Peyton Manning.
Man, he threw one little lucky pass, and you gonna count that?
Peyton too.
Tebow was on the bench and came and took them to the playoff and won.
Nah, Greg, come on,
stop it, Greg.
You know they weren't going forward now.
I'm just saying, y'all want to all this. Y'all don't want to get Tebow.
You told us to tell you a quarterback. We answered your question.
Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield ain't did nothing.
Oh, come on. He got him to the
He
playoffs.
got him to the playoffs.
This is their first time making the playoffs in like 20 years.
So did Tebow.
The Broncos had been in the playoffs before that.
Denver was in a slump. Since they ain't did that since your boy at running back. What's his name?
Terrell Davis.
They was in a slump. Tebow took them to the playoff and they dumped them.
Y'all hold on. Let me get this out. Big Wall ATL $5 super chat. Win and whoever opened the season, Walter, the whole stadium is going to chat. We want to do. All right, appreciate that super chat.
I know that's right.
Yeah, they're gonna be hollering for him. But if he don't start, they ain't gonna be watching. Yeah,
They ain't getting my viewership until he on 12 on the field.
Nah. But check this out, though. Greg, I better not ask you this.
Yeah, you better ask me that.
Hey, you answer.
I'm here to be asked.
You answer. Look, Greg. Okay, here we go. Let me start with JR. Let JR cool it down. Maybe you might find. JR, check this out, JR. If this season don't go right, the only reason it ain't gonna go right is gonna be because of the quarterback. It don't matter who the quarterback is. If this season don't go right, what will the owner do? Will he draft for more quarterback or fire the GM or fire the head coach? Or what do you think he would do?
I think the coaches and the GM gone, but I don't think they draft another quarterback.
That's what they said.
I don't think they draft another quarterback. If you look at the quarterbacks, are any of those quarterbacks better than SHEDEUR? What you got on your roster?
No, they not.
So I mean, I hear names like Cade Klubnik and stuff like. Is Cade Klubnik better than SHEDEUR? No. Is Arch Manning right now better than SHEDEUR? No. They can say
played that.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so who's better? Who are you going to draft next year that's better than a quarterback that you have on your roster now? So I think they use those 2 picks next year and they focus on the offensive line, and then they probably focus on a linebacker position, seeing that they starting linebacker is out for the year with a neck injury and may not be able to play football again. That's what I think the Browns do.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jay.
If I'm the GM, I ain't go to Harvard, but hey, holla at me, Jimmy. Holla at your boy. I'll get y'all roster right real quick.
Yeah. Hey, want to thank the super chat. Want to thank the super chat. Want to thank this $4.99 super chat from JV Praise $4.99. All right, Greg, talk to me.
You ain't got to go to Harvard to notice that a team picked 2 quarterbacks in the same draft back to back. You ain't got to go to Harvard and the comprehend that's the kind of brains they got. Their brains said, we just brought in 2 quarterbacks. We're gonna bring in 2 more in the same draft. So don't tell me that team won't go and pick another quarterback, because they already acting like they ain't found what they want, like they rolling dice. And it's like a rookie can all of a sudden be better than these veterans.
Well, they had to fill out the roster. The only person they had was Deshaun Watson, and he was hurt.
But he's gonna be back. He's gonna be back though. He's gonna be back.
And they sent Jameis to no, I don't think they traded Jameis to New York. I just think he was a free agent. They just go ahead, because they signed Jameis to a 1-year deal.
They were better off keeping Jameis than they was to go get Pickett. Okay, so I mean, because he at least got some real starting experience. So again, these are the kind of people who traded Jameis and when it got Pickett. So what are we really looking at here? The intelligence of an organization. The intelligence of an organization that every year they fail to know how to draft. Every year they fail to know how to win. So basically what they're telling you is, we're going to get another quarterback. They basically saying they planning to lose.
I don't think they're going to do it, man.
You're going to be in the first round again? So
they're going to address that offensive line that was one of the worst in the league last year. That's why they went through 5 quarterbacks, because they couldn't keep a quarterback upright. And they're going to address that linebacker position. If I would put my money on it, if I was betting Vegas right now, that's what I would bet on. offensive lineman and linebacker.
Somebody sit here and listen to this. Let me. Somebody put up there. RG3 and Kirk Cousins came out the same draft. The difference is one of them started. You can pick two. You can pick one of them. You picking one that one gonna be starting. You don't pick two backups out the draft.
Yeah,
that's called wasting picks. You don't pick up if you're gonna pick up a rookie. One of them is you just should be projecting to start. I mean, and you ain't when got two other old heads and then get two rookies and planning for the two rookies to sit on the bench. One of them boys is going to be competing for the starting position. Now, you show me which rookie they really showing they're going to get a chance to start. One ain't getting no first-round reps.
Yeah. Look, with RG3 and Kirk Cousins, there was a clear divide. The coach at the time did not want RG3. He didn't want him. He felt like he didn't fit his West Coast style of offense. Who was it? It was Shanahan. He felt like RG3 didn't fit. But the owner, Dan Snyder, at the time, that was his pick. He wanted RG3, so he's gonna get his pick.
Yeah.
And so we hear rumblings of that having occurred again, but Jimmy Haslam hasn't come out and publicly said it. Dan Snyder came out and said it. Like, no, I wanted RG3, and that's who we picked.
That's fine, because RG was a what pick?
I mean, his first round, number one pick.
Okay, so it makes sense if you go in the first round pick, and then you go get something later.
Yeah, I think
what it don't make sense is you go get a third round pick and a fifth round pick of and you already got other guys you just bought in. So you didn't bring in a starting caliber rookie because you didn't go get no first round pick, even though that's supposed to be in SHEDEUR. Now, if you brought SHEDEUR in at the first round and then you went and got Gabriel later, you would have been probably fifth round. Then you would say, okay, we just filling it in because we know Flacco needs gonna go out by the third game, and Pickett gonna finally realize he ain't no starter. And so I get that. But you go get two late round. I can call third round late to me for a quarterback. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, because you saying that quarterback saying they developmental. That's what you're saying basically, at that point from a quarterback.
You didn't get no first and second round quarterback as if you needed one. So basically, you're saying what the guys you bought in was your starters. That's what you're saying. You saying Flacco and Pickett was your starters when you wait to go get Gabriel in the third round. He ain't coming to compete. And SHEDEUR, you really against the why you bring in a fifth rounder? He not coming in to compete.
Mm-hmm. Word on the street is that was Jimmy Haslam pick. Because they didn't have no fourth round pick. They went from 1, 2, 3, and then fifth round was their last pick. SHEDEUR was the last pick at 144.
So does that mean he's just a buzz piece?
No, I think that for whatever reason, I believe that SHEDEUR was the number one QB on their draft board, but for whatever reason, whether it been the GM or the coach, they were turned off about whatever information came out from an anonymous source saying, character flaw issues. Well,
who cares?
I mean, these organizations care.
All them guys had this is the thing. This ain't no rumor mill. This ain't no we only get to hear about it like we hearing about it. All them teams had spent personal time with this boy. All them teams had been to see him at Colorado doing the games, doing the practices. All those teams were at his pro day. All of them had private workouts. Some of them had more than one. They had dinner with him. What in the world you got? What business you have going off of what somebody else had to say?
You know how it is. It's a collective of groupings. It's only 32 GMs. It's only 32 head coaches. Man, they stick together. So it
gotta be deeper. It gotta be deeper than we heard something. It gotta be. It gotta be. Hey, none of us picking him. We gonna let him know something.
I'm not trying to push that narrative of collusion.
I heard something because if I know you, I ain't gotta hear nothing about B Watts if I can talk to B Watts directly. I don't need to go to JR and say, "Wow,
I don't know that to be true."
B Watts 2-3 times, but I'm gonna go and listen to what JR say.
Yeah, I don't know that to be true. But that's my assumption as well, is that a phone call was had and whatever was said from whatever side, what if the Browns cooked up the story? We all assuming that it was the Giants. What if it was the Browns that cooked up the story?
We know it was the Giants.
That JR went deep here.
That's what I'm saying. What if it's the Browns that cooked up the story because they can't afford to have $80 million in the quarterback room? Deshaun Watson money is guaranteed.
I heard somebody say that.
But so what they got
to do with the Saints not getting him in the second round?
The Saints weren't gonna draft him. They not. The Saints looking for either Archie Manning or Garrett Nussmeier. I guarantee you. There's already connection there. Garrett Nussmeier's daddy is the offensive coordinator, and Archie Manning grandpa played for the Saints. So it's either one of them. That's who they want.
So okay, you wrote off the Saints. What about Pittsburgh?
I honestly think Pittsburgh.
Aaron Rodgers. They held out for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
If his knees go out in the third game, who you got?
They have been talking to him. Before the draft.
But I'm saying if his knees go out, that would have been a good developmental for SHEDEUR to sit behind because Aaron Rodgers ain't got but a year. So
Mike Tomlin didn't want that.
But that ain't what he said.
Yeah. I honestly think I think that they didn't want to go through a rebuild. I don't think the Steelers wanted to go through a rebuild. Because if you draft in a quarterback, if you drafted him in whatever, first round, second round, or whatever like that, they drafting a quarterback of SHEDEUR stature, you signaling to the rest of the organization, we in a rebuild mode. That's what we rebuilding.
Anyway. Rodgers was gonna come and play and tutor this man. Because why wouldn't you want Rodgers to tutor your next quarterback? You will want your next quarterback to be behind Rodgers.
It signals that
that's a waste of Rodgers. That's a waste of a Hall of Famer legend to have him there and not have your next quarterback there with him. Am I wrong? That's a waste. To not have your next quarterback in the building.
The Steelers have been the one organization that has not completely committed to a rebuild. After Ben Roethlisberger get to the playoffs, they haven't fully committed to a rebuild to say, you know what, we gotta cut all ties.
Okay. Well, what about the sorry Jets? Because we didn't want them to go there. What's their excuse?
The Jets, they had just got what's his name? Justin.
Yeah, but they got a quarterback.
They sent, but they went with Justin Fields. They got Justin Fields before the draft.
Yeah, but so they went got somebody.
Yeah, they got Justin Fields.
But it was in a later round, though.
SHEDEUR later round.
But you don't want to draft.
Okay.
Feel like you're not doing that. They drafted somebody that was not a threat to Justin Fields. Come on, man.
The Jets about like the Browns. They don't know how to win.
I don't know. I just know that wouldn't have been good for the Jets. You get your free agent quarterback, you bring them in.
What about the Raiders?
You immediately created with Brady. They just signed what's his name? Geno.
But you got to have a backup quarterback.
Yeah, they didn't view SHEDEUR as a backup quarterback.
Y'all always said it. Y'all said that when you had this guy come in, he needed to develop.
It would have been a nice fit.
Develop. They typically don't want the guy to come out of Colorado to go and start his first year. If you can have a chance to put him behind a veteran who can teach him ropes, that's a good investment.
I understand that, but you got to understand what comes along with SHEDEUR.
It's gonna come with SHEDEUR anyway.
That crowd coming along, boy. That's why I kept asking all the money.
You want the crowd to come with SHEDEUR.
No, they gonna put that pressure on their staff. They want him out there.
The crowd is here. We ain't even gotta talk like they in here. Crowd. If SHEDEUR went behind Aaron Rodgers, they will be happy. They will be like, oh shucks, he get to be, get to get himself together. Aaron Rodgers showing the road, future Hall of Fame, he be ready.
So how long you want SHEDEUR to sit? How long you want SHEDEUR to sit?
Well, as long as his knees last, as long as Aaron Rodgers' knees last.
You never know what they talked about behind the scene, though, Greg. You don't know what they might have signed Aaron Rodgers to a 2 or 3 year deal.
He ain't gonna make it 2-3 years.
No, I think it was just a 1 year. I think it was a 1 year deal.
But it would be the best thing
it's
for
like
me.
1
If
year.
I say I'm building my future quarterback.
I forget the contract number, but it's
1
year.
Do you want your future quarterback behind somebody like Aaron Rodgers or behind somebody like Flacco? Flacco decent. Flacco decent. But I'm saying Flacco could be a good coach. But I'm saying, like, if you had a chance to pick, I'm finna build my future. I put him behind Aaron Rodgers, who don't play all kinds of Super Bowls. Got all kinds of commercials. They could do a commercial together. SHEDEUR and Aaron Rodgers could do some commercials together.
They didn't have Aaron Rodgers. To me, look, I don't know the Steelers organization is not my team, but just from the outside looking in, again, the Steelers have been the one organization constantly. So that's how I see it. I see it as the Steelers didn't want to commit to a rebuild. And that's why they didn't draft a quarterback. They got one, but they didn't get Will Howard until what? 6th round, something like that.
Yeah.
So they not worried about Will Howard getting prepared behind, because they'll probably mess around and get another quarterback next year. So
yeah, that means you planning to lose.
Nah, man, the Steelers always manage to make it to the playoffs. They manage to get 10 wins, 10 to 11 wins, and get in the playoffs.
And then they won't get no top quarterback next year.
That's Mike Tomlin's MO.
Third round quarterback.
That's why I said they just need to commit to a rebuild. Just rebuild it.
Yeah,
if they would have went with SHEDEUR, it would have been like
another trade next year. You're going to depend on trades every year?
They'll probably re-sign Aaron Rodgers again. But I think they signed him to a 1 year deal because, one, they want to see how he play. It's like a prove it year. And two, he's 40 years old. So he may decide to retire. So they don't want to be tied up in no 2 year, 3 year contract. We sign you for 1 year. If you play, then we'll sign you again to another 1 year deal. I guarantee you Aaron Rodgers is gonna play for the Steelers again next year. If they make it to the playoffs, he gonna be there 1 more year.
But that's ill. Yeah. That's ill. Yeah.
What did he do possibility?
What did he do last year?
The Jets stunk.
What did he do?
Yeah, he played decent. He ain't stink up the joint.
What did he do before that?
But he was hurt the year before that. He played like 14 seconds and then blew his Achilles out.
What did he do the year before that?
Greg setting you up, JR. He set you up, bro. He said
last time
he know what that man did.
When is the last time he been Aaron Rodgers?
Didn't he win the MVP? No, that was Lamar Jackson.
That was 4 years ago. 4 years ago when he was in Green Bay.
The last year he was in Green Bay,
like Flacco.
They missed the playoffs.
Exactly.
By 1 game.
Exactly. Just like Flacco.
At least they let him be 4th string today. Or did we? They say Rodgers was 4th string. They ain't put Flacco on the 4th string.
Because they already know Flacco gonna be their guy coming out first game.
Well, why the Steelers don't know Rodgers gonna be the guy? You said they ain't want no other quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers just signed a contract 2 days ago.
He should be out there. Hurry up, man, on 1st string. That's gonna be the guy. That's gonna be the guy. I don't care. Last week. That's gonna be the guy.
He'll be the guy in training camp, man. Come on, Greg. You know that.
He ain't coming down here no 4th string.
You got no playbook yet.
I know. What you got next, B-Watts? Because Greg trolling at this point.
Hey, he don't know the playbook. He could have stayed at home. Come out there at doggone training camp.
All right, let's move on, fellas. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. We got what? Oh man, what the talk? 5th, man. We ain't gonna be able to touch everything. Yeah, we ain't gonna be able to touch everything. Then let's look at let's jump on Colorado. I was gonna try to hit on Charlotte, and I think you skipped that. Look here. Let's go to Colorado and end this thing out with Colorado. They signed a new running back. I think yesterday. JR, you signed that to me?
Mm-hmm.
You doing the research on them?
It's not a lot of tape out there to like look at. What I will tell you, he has very good measurables. He stands at 6 feet. He around 215, 220 pounds. But when it comes to like collegiate touches, he don't have a lot of them. So it's a depth piece guy. Simeon Rice. Thanks, Alan GH. Simeon Rice. It's a depth piece guy and a way to fill out the rooms. Because if you look at the room, you got your guy, B Watts and Dallin Hayden. And then you got Track Hawk probably behind him. And then you got Micah. Then after that, it's kind of some Charlie Offerdahl and a guy I ain't never heard of. So you just want to add some depth to that room and maybe a guy that can spell for a few carries, maybe a goal line type guy, something like that. Seems to be a good athlete. In high school, he was considered an athlete, and then he went to Mississippi State, but he didn't really do anything at Mississippi State. And then he later went to Coastal Carolina, where he had about 44 carries for 130 something yards, but it wasn't nothing that's going to blow you away. So I think it's a good depth piece guy in the room, and use him sparingly as needed kind of situation. That's how I see it, but I could be wrong. He could be a phenomenal athlete and just been injured this whole time in college. Who knows?
Right. So when you look at Greg, when you look at DJ McKinnon, what you expect to see out of him this year? This is his year.
Well, if he know any better, he know that this his year. The key word is his. It's his to make and it's his to lose. Because who knows what's coming behind him? We see RJ Johnson stepped up. They got some other boys coming in who, because Prime is gonna play you. And this ain't the time to get to slipping. It's his time to dominate. Don't go out there and leave no room because they will put you down. And see, the last thing you want to do is be like Will Shepherd out here. You see, Will Shepherd didn't have the year he supposed to have. I mean, he had highlights, he had some moments, but look what it did. And you don't want to be in a situation where you go from, hey, this guy could be second, first. Now we know first round is overinflated. We know they ain't giving no first round picks in Colorado like that. Not just because you got to do some real stuff. You got to be Travis Hunter. That's the tone they set. You got to be just a monster. So unless he gonna have a monster year, if he want to go to the next level, he gonna have to have a pretty much semi-monster year. It's gonna be hard to get drafted. That's the tone they set.
No, I don't think it's gonna be hard to get drafted, man. I don't think so.
What happened this year? How many people got drafted?
Four.
Did not three of them almost not get drafted?
No, I think Jimmy and LeJounte went around where people projected them to go, 5th, 6th round.
They supposed to went higher. I mean, so they supposed to been in the 4th, but the SHEDEUR slide happened.
I don't know, man.
They was talking about them boys supposed to win no later than the 5th round.
I mean, look, me personally,
they barely got off the board.
I think they barely. I mean, they went in the 6th round like 200, and there was still like 20-something more picks after they got picked.
How many picks was
in that round, and then you had a whole another 7th round. So I wouldn't say barely.
They barely made it, man. SHEDEUR barely made it.
Oh man, SHEDEUR didn't barely make it, man. We know what that was about.
Day 3, right?
Yeah.
It ain't no more days after 3, is it?
I think Jimmy.
Greg,
LeJounte.
These are more days I don't know about.
I think they both got drafted where they were supposed to be. They went to the NFL Combine. They produced at the NFL Combine. But you got to think from a measurable standpoint. Don't some shorter guys. Jimmy's 5'8", LeJounte 5'10".
They look like receivers, and their teams loving them.
Yes,
their teams are loving them.
When you
they have value. So they drafted at the value they supposed to have.
You looking at the NFL Combine, look at the receivers that was drafted in the 4th round. Them guys was Will Shepherd height. They even said this wasn't a good wide receiver draft.
Who is showing out at their teams right now?
Who? I mean, I ain't following every team, so I don't know.
I'm saying it's not Jimmy Horn getting a lot of high accolades.
No, Jimmy Horn hurt. He hurt his hamstring.
Before he got hurt, was he not getting a lot of praise?
Yeah, I mean, they said he looked good.
Okay, was Western not getting a lot of praise?
They say Western look good too.
Right. So I'm saying their value is higher than a 6th round draft pick.
I mean, you can say that.
I mean, look, what 6th round draft picks getting buzz?
I ain't following every team, Greg. So I don't know, man.
Historically, like McMillan is the 1st round draft pick who don't want to read his or don't want to watch film. They said, "Oh, Jimmy looking better than him." 5th round, 6th round, almost about to be in the 7th round on the last day of the draft. That's where they picked him at, but his talent level is exceeding a 1st rounder. Sound like SHEDEUR to me.
Come on, man, Greg. You know the NFL how it works. They go on projections. We talking about a guy with the Cincinnati Bengals. He played 4 years of college football and only had 4.5 sacks, and he went 17th. They drafted him off of potential. That's how the NFL works. They draft off of potential, measurements and potential. That's what they draft off of.
I'm telling you is this. LeJounte had nothing but numbers. That's potential all day. Before he came to Colorado.
The wide receiver with the most receiving yards in NCAA last year didn't even get drafted from San Jose State.
What school he went to?
San Jose State. He had like 13
San Jose State.
But still, that's still a lot of yards. 1,300 receiving yards. That's why
LeJounte had to come to Colorado because they were gonna do the same thing to him. They gonna say you ain't playing nobody.
I think the young men got drafted right where they are in a good spot, and that's good for them.
Like, it's good for them that they made.
That's what I think.
But I'm saying their value is greater than what we're seeing where they was drafted at. That's all I'm saying. So what I'm saying, when you play that to McKinney can't act like like you at Georgia, Alabama, boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna get these looks. Like everybody going 1st, 2nd round. You ain't getting that because they showing you they're willing to draft you in a lower position because you at Colorado.
I think McKinney got the measurables that the NFL is looking for. He's big, he got long arms, he's fast, he can tackle. He got those measurables. So as long as McKinney don't go out there and stink it up this year, he'll go in the 2nd round. If anything, next year, McKinney.
I believe
if he go out there and he give up 5, 6, 7, 8 touchdowns this year, then he'll slide real bad. If he go out there and he do his thing and he play, if McKinney play like how he played last year, McKinney will go in the 2nd round of NFL draft.
Be wise. If McKinney don't go out there and be a monster, he gonna be in the 5th round like SHEDEUR. He might make 6.
He ain't gotta be no monster, man. He got the height, he got the measurables. That's what the NFL look for.
But he go to Colorado.
I might have to go with Greg on this one, JR. I might have to go with him on this. He can't go out there and stank it up, bro. And plus, you got to look at Tion Pauls. You got to look at RJ Johnson.
Them guys
you looking at the spring. You looking at the spring. Them guys, that's just a better year to me.
They got
measurables.
They're not taking McKinney. They're not taking McKinney's spot, man.
I know because Coach Prime like you, he done promoted him. But if you just go by tape, boy, that Tion Pauls ain't no joke now. I'm trying to tell y'all now.
They all got measurables.
It's only one side. It's only one cornerback side that's up for grabs at Colorado, and that's the one that Hood left. That's it.
Yeah. But
you're right. Hey, I want to thank the super chat from Rev Nelson. They'll stop trying to be so diplomatic.
I got my conservative hat on.
Hey, I told you about the Republican.
I got my conservative cap on.
What's up, Big Tiger? What's going on? I see you, big dog. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Okay, let me move over.
Black cap on.
Okay, check this out.
Being conservative, if you up there saying this man got a spot in the 2nd round.
He got a spot. If he don't go out there and stink it up, I think we can both agree on that, Greg. If he don't go out there and stink it up, DJ McKinney will be perfectly fine. He put up good numbers last year. He'll be good this year.
All right, let's move to McNeil. This is year. What are you gonna do, JR and Greg?
You talking about McNeil again?
Yeah, man, it is what it is.
We gonna talk about that every week.
Hey, is it
same boat as McKinney. The same boat. One on the side, one on the other. Rowboat. They got to be on the same page. Then same boat. They'll be spinning around in circles.
Nah, I know. McNeil in a different boat of his own.
Year. They gotta have a big year. It ain't not a medium year, a big year.
McNeil gotta have a big year. Yes.
Yo, McKinney gotta have a big year to go second round.
Nah, man. He gotta have the same year he had last year.
Look here. In Colorado, what the first thing they say? Big 12. They say Big 12 is a running conference, right? That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say you don't play nobody, right? So as a cornerback in NFL, what are they expecting you to do in the corner in the NFL? Deal with a what? Pass or run?
Cover.
Pass or run?
Pass.
Okay. So they already set on the Big 12 as a conference for the people talking about what in Colorado. Colorado's in the Big 12, and it's known as a running conference. So the reason why I say he got to have a big year, I mean, when he do get opportunity to cover somebody, when they do throw the ball, he got to make the best out of it. We know Travis Hunter made the best out of it. You throw his way, it's a problem. He can catch it out the 20 feet in the air. He's going to have that kind of year.
I ain't buying it, man. You had guys like one of the he went to Illinois. I want to say his last name was Witherspoon. The Big Ten is known for running the ball. He went in the first round.
But they known for throwing more than the Big 12.
What? Nah, man. I've been watching Big 12 for a long time. The Big 12 has been a passing league for a while. If you look at the statistics last year, you had 3 quarterbacks in the Big 12 in the top 10 passing in the NCAA. You only had one running back in the top 10. Who were the quarterbacks? SHEDEUR, the quarterback from TCU, and what's his name? Fafita from Arizona. They had the most passing yards in NCAA out of the Big 12 last year. And even that one kid from BYU, he was up there. Whatever his name was, Rasliff or something like that. He was in the top 10 too.
And look what happened to SHEDEUR.
Oh, man. We know what that was about, man.
I'm just saying, he's a fifth-round quarterback. He's a fifth-round quarterback.
This why I say my theory, my narrative about it. I believe that the Browns had SHEDEUR on their board at number 1 as the number 1 quarterback. But again, Coach Prime throughout the season, what did he say about certain organizations? My son, he specifically said the Browns. It's almost like he got baited into the question. He was chilling with Gilly and Wallow. Oh, no, man, like it's certain organizations that my son wouldn't play for. Like, I wouldn't. And then I think it was Wallow. Wallow said, what about the Browns? And he said, man, I'll make a phone call. You can't do that. You're trying to get your son in the league.
Well, guess what?
That's my thought on it. And the NFL said, we gonna show you.
And you going to the Browns anyway.
And what I think happened is that Coach Prime had to be a father and make some phone calls and say, look, man, some stuff that I said, hey, let me walk that back. Let me talk to Jimmy Haslam. Let me walk that back. That's what I think that happened. That's my thought on it. I think Coach Prime had to make some phone calls and walk it back.
It looked like to me now you're a conspiracy theory. Welcome to the conspiracy theory.
No, I'm just saying that's my narrative. I don't believe it to be right. I'm just saying that's what it looked like to me.
He said
that's just me though, man.
Said he ain't going to the Cleveland Browns, and look where his son ended up at as the 4th quarterback in the 5th round. They said, boy. Not only you gonna go on our terms just because you said you ain't going.
Yeah, like I said, I believe that to be true because we didn't hear anything about the New Orleans Saints until dang near a few days, maybe a week or so before the draft. I know it was around the Big 12 showcase. Coach Prime was like, "Ooh, the Saints colors look good. He wouldn't have to change colors and stuff like that." But the Saints were not looking for a quarterback because one, they got a new head coach. That new head coach playing with house money. So if he go out there and get a quarterback this year, when they were saying that this was not a high draft for quarterbacks, because all year all they talked about was SHEDEUR and Cam. They weren't talking about none of these other quarterbacks, none. So they didn't think it was a high quarterback draft anyway. The Saints were not going to draft a quarterback. They were not. It sounded good, as fans. I think we wanted it to happen. I would have loved for him to go to New Orleans.
That was
but
the dumbest. The Saints is
that
the dumbest
new coach came in with that new GM. They playing with house money. We need to get the roster together first, and then we'll look for a quarterback because it's not a good draft for quarterback because the Saints were expecting SHEDEUR to be gone already.
But he was there, and they dumb.
And Cleveland went to bed.
I'm gonna tell you why the Saints the dumbest team in the draft. Because you got Jimmy Horn over there at the Panthers. You got Shiloh out there over there at Tampa Bay. You would have had SHEDEUR at the Saints playing both of them twice a year. And they would have played the Atlanta Falcons twice a year. And he in Chocolate City. And they needed a quarterback. And they talking about waiting for Arch Manning, who ain't played but a couple games and still really got another year of college after this next season. Really?
Yeah, Arch Manning pretty much said he's not interested.
It's dumb. SHEDEUR could be on play 2-3 seasons. You still could have got
They going for Nussmeier, the offensive coordinator's son at LSU. That's what they're going for. I'm just saying. That's what they're going for.
Like a fruit? What is that?
That's what they're going. That's the man name.
Like, where his numbers at? Where his numbers at?
I don't know. I don't follow LSU like that.
What top he was in? What top? I don't even know what that is. That's Nussmeier sound like a chocolate bar.
If you look it up now,
nobody know what that is.
If you look it up now, Nussmeier is probably one of the top-rated quarterbacks to come out next year.
Now, because nobody left. Who left?
Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier in the show. That's why I don't think Cleveland. That's why I don't think Cleveland gonna draft a quarterback next year. It'd be pointless.
I'm saying Nussmeier just being the best of the worst don't make you a top round draft pick. It doesn't make you the best available. But
that's what the Saints
need to build a team around him.
That's probably what the Saints gonna do.
Build a team around somebody who ain't did nothing.
His daddy, the offensive coordinator.
Forget his daddy. If he ain't, what is he? Is he all conference?
He was for SEC. Yeah, he actually was.
What, first team?
I can't remember the team, but he made all conference.
Second team in SEC. LSU.
Yeah. LSU second team. There you go. So I mean, he ain't know it. I don't want to say a complete slouch. Is he better than SHEDEUR? No.
Man. SEC is the worst conference for quarterbacks. Name me any top SEC quarterbacks that's in the NFL.
Y'all hold on for a minute. Let me get this super chat out before it go away. Elijah Watts, appreciate you for the super chat. K-State beat McKenna like a drum. Thank you. Thank you, Simo. All right. Appreciate it, Elijah Watts.
Oh, come on, man. I can't let Elijah get that one off. They beat him like a drum. The last touchdown was scored on Preston Hodge.
Yeah.
They went to McKinney the play before, and it was an incomplete pass. And then they just did the same play reverse, went to Preston Hodge's side, and they scored. Come on, man.
Let's go all the way down. Can we name on one hand any SEC quarterbacks who make some noise in the NFL?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They gave you Joe Burrow. We just had Daniels come out last year. Outside of those two, who really made noise in the NFL out of the SEC? Is SEC known for quarterbacks? What are they known for?
Tua Tagovailoa.
We ain't did nothing yet. He ain't did nothing yet.
He made noise. You said who made noise? I'm just saying.
What noise he made other than he didn't live up to his potential? What noise have he made?
Didn't they beat the Broncos by like 60 points? I think that's noise, Greg. Come on, dog.
Oh, we just talked about the Broncos ain't did that since Tebow and Terrell.
Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year. Come on, man. Oh, Greg.
We got Hurts. We got Burrow. And we got who was the I said, can we even get him on one hand?
Daniels. What about
man,
Dak Prescott?
To the Mannings. They went all the way back to the Mannings 40 years ago.
What about Dak Prescott? He played at Mississippi State. Dak Prescott, he played at Mississippi State. That's SEC.
So we filled up one hand, I guess.
Oh, that's 5 quarterbacks. That's a lot of quarterbacks.
4.
You got Dak.
Boy, you stretching, boy. You pulling teeth. You pulling teeth.
You got Tua.
Tua? What has Tua done?
Tua.
He beat the Broncos. Everybody beat the Broncos.
Oh, man.
The Falcons have beat the Broncos.
Broncos made the playoffs last year. I'm saying, Greg. I'm just saying.
I'll let y'all have that one, bro.
Barely. Like
I'm just saying, man.
And they hurry up and left, didn't they? Hurry up and left.
Look,
all right, guys. Let me get this now. Let me get this out, guys. Let me get this out. I put a chart on there, right? Check this out. Yeah. Y'all agree with that? The highest grade quarterbacks in the Big 12.
Highest grade quarterbacks in the Big 12. Yeah, I mean that's going off of PFF numbers.
Yeah.
That's the guy, Josh Hoover. He was one of the other quarterbacks in the top 10 in NCAA last year from TCU with passing yards.
I ain't never heard of him.
Yeah, man, he was, because they were a bad team, but he was slinging that rock around. But I told you about that Dampier guy. Didn't we talk about Dampier?
Hey, yeah. Hey, that boy, he gonna be dangerous. He gonna be a problem, but he can't throw though.
He can't throw, but he run that rock.
Guess what else though? Y'all missing one thing. Y'all missing one very important factor. He's at Utah. And what happens to all the Utah quarterbacks every season?
And they get hurt. I don't know what it is.
They make their way to the 5th string.
They physical about that strength and conditioning program. They rehabilitation program, but they get hurt a lot up there.
JR program, because somehow the heebie-jeebies hit their team every year.
Greg, something else. The JR prayer program.
He said JR, right?
Them and the Browns, they got something going on. They both.
I pray for everybody, but
you better pray for the Utah.
To make me pray for them.
They don't.
Pray for everybody.
Quarterback.
Let me ask y'all this. Hey, let me ask y'all this right here. I got 10 more minutes. I'm gonna try to end that one. We're gonna end that 1:30 regardless.
Okay.
Pease. Daniel played 3 years at ASU and before LSU. I think they need Daniel.
I think he played.
Check this out. Check this out.
That's a good point. That means that Jay Hurst should be claimed by the Big 10.
Well, he was Big 12 when he came out of Oklahoma at that time.
When you look at Syracuse coach, and you look at Coach Prime and CU, which coach got their team headed in a better situation?
That's tough, B. Watts. Come on, man. Why you gonna make us comparative, man?
I mean, I'm just saying, man. I mean, I'm saying. I think I like both of them, but I think Coach Prime got him.
Yeah. Look, I
don't think Syracuse got the quarterback they had last year.
Nah, they got one. They got one. He just don't have he don't have no experience. But to answer your question, I'm gonna say Colorado. It is Colorado. And my reason being is due to the quarterback situation, because Caden Salter has games underneath his belt. He has collegiate experience. It's proven. It's on tape. You can't take an undefeated regular season away from Caden Salter. He had that. And you can say it was at G5 level. I don't care. Boise State didn't go undefeated, and they was at the G5 level. And they had probably the best running back smoking since Adrian Peterson, in my opinion. But I say it's Colorado because you got Caden Salter, and they building out a great roster. But Ricky Collins, if he wound up starting for Syracuse,
he injured. He hurt though.
He hurt? Oh well, yeah. I don't know who they got after that. Then
that's what I'm saying. They ain't got no bag of quarterback unless he come back healthy. I think if he did good, if this coach does good at Syracuse this year, I think he's gonna end up in the SEC.
You think? I can see that.
Yeah, that's where he came from. He came from Georgia.
I can see that. I can see somebody. I can see a team like Arkansas pulling
Yeah,
away because they tired. They about trying to run Sam Pittman out the door now. So
exactly.
I can
Exactly.
see that happening.
Exactly. Exactly, man. So I'm gonna be watching that situation real close. Real close.
What you got on the Greg? You got Fran or Coach Prime?
You know, I got to go Coach Prime, because this, it is what it is. I don't really know Fran like that. He ain't proved nothing to me. I mean, he getting a shot. He had his year. So he got to be consistent as a head coach before he get to the point where you can compare. Because Prime no longer the rookie, y'all. He did a few years at Jackson, done a few years at Colorado. He no
That's
longer
true.
the rookie coach that everybody want to see him as. He got some little wins and what they call not conference, but bowl games now. So
Yeah.
he no longer that guy that we can kind of look
Right.
over.
Yeah. Coach Brown got it. I think he got his program head in a better situation than Fran Brown. But Fran Brown, he's on the move. It'd have been interesting if he had Ricky Collins. I think who would that tell me about him? I think Big Tiger Media was telling me about him. But somebody said he was injured. I think my brother was telling me that dude was injured. Uh, you don't know if he's gonna start the season on. If that did, and if that happened, they're gonna get out to a rough start, bro. Because Bill Belichick out there in North Carolina, I think they're gonna make some noise this year.
Nah, I don't think so. I'm
You don't think
I,
so?
I'm here in North Carolina, man. They just happy they ain't talking about Bill Belichick girlfriend no more, man. They- man, that was being reported on the local news like 2 or 3 times a week. They were just talking about his girlfriend being at the campus or being at the field or doing this or being added to emails. They just happy that that's not being talked about no more. When it comes to overhauling that roster, he lost a lot of talent from that Mac Brown team. Even though the team that Mac Brown left behind wasn't on paper like a good team. I want to say they won like 6 games or something like that. But they all left. And then Belichick came in and, trying to recruit guys and stuff like that. North Carolina got the money, but the recruiting, I don't think the recruiting went like how they wanted it to go. They thought players was just gonna flock to North Carolina because they got built. It didn't happen that way.
I mean, you got to. It's just like Coach Brown. You got to give him a couple of years.
Yeah,
Everybody just dropped to Colorado.
a few they missed on a lot. They missed on a lot of players that they thought that they was just gonna get. Because like I said, they got the money. Because Coach Prime's situation was they didn't have no money. So, you can't be in the game if you ain't got the money to be in the game.
Right.
North Carolina got the money.
Yeah.
They were just missing on players. It just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
agree with
know.
that. You might have a point there. You might have a point there. But who the top dog? Who the top 3 dogs in Big 12?
As far as like teams,
Yeah, team 3. We out of here.
I'm gonna give you my 3 real quick. Colorado, Colorado, and Colorado. They're my 3, man.
All right. All right. All right, Greg. You all right, man?
Yeah. You asking me?
Yeah. Whatever you.
I'll say Colorado, BYU, and I don't know. I want to say I don't know what Arizona State gonna do. Might have to watch Iowa State. If they their quarterback come back, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the team I got.
Bronco Beck.
I think the quarterback's gonna be a factor.
Right. Right. Yeah. I agree 100%. I don't think BYU gonna have their quarterback. He don't got into legal trouble. He can't
Huh?
shake. Yeah, he can't shake.
Dang, not at the Mormon school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he is major trouble. Major trouble. So they gonna count them out, I believe. All right, fellas. Appreciate y'all for tonight and your expertise. Y'all did a good job once again. Good job once again, as always. Always good to hear Greg talk the show on Thursday. We don't talk that all week. But we appreciate Greg, appreciate JR Boxing on this Thursday night. Appreciate everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all. FD said BYU quarterback is in trouble. Yeah, I just told him that. Yeah, he in trouble, big dog. He might go to prison. He might go to prison, big dog.
Dang. I'm gonna have to look that up, man.
Yeah, man. But appreciate everybody. Greg, give us your last word. We out of here. I mean, JR, then Greg.
Oh yeah, hey, B Watts, like I said, man, it's always a pleasure. Everybody in the chat, hey, they were getting spicy in that chat, man. Hey, hey,
Yeah.
shout out to Rev. Look, man, I'm just trying to do my best. I had to put on my black Air Force One cap, because my white one, y'all saying I'm being too diplomatic, so now I got an alter ego with the black cap. But nah, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all stay blessed. Have a great end to the week, and appreciate it, B Watts, for the space, man.
Yeah, bro.
And Greg said it. Hey, man, like I said, I'm gonna text you about that box, man, after we get off.
You gotta get that box, man.
Hey, put that code in now, B Watts.
What was the code? Oh, okay, put the code in there.
He don't count. He's a neutral party. you gotta get your box first. You ain't got your box down there with that T-Move internet. The box.
Hey, I gotta get my internet. I gotta get my internet if I do anything.
His box gonna be like this, John. His box gonna be like.
Yeah, man. But go ahead, tell them about the box, Greg. Y'all put B Watts in that code.
Yeah, they know about that box, man. Allen know about that box. Our Jizzle got some people know about that box. Them boys got more than one box. Them boys ain't playing. They can tell you about it. I got some. You go to my channel, Greg said it. I got a couple of videos out there that's kind of showing it. But you go to defeatcable.com, you better get your little box. If B Watts referred to, then let me know. If B Watts, but he ain't referred to
B Watts referred me.
He ain't referred to
Oh man. I'm
retired. Hey, JR.
No more, man.
Hey, JR. You put that when you get a JR, put my name in there, man. You gonna split that
with JR with me. Look,
we're gonna split that profit.
I'm putting B Watts in all caps.
Yeah. And then you send that money to me, Green, and I said JR had for it. Yeah.
You can't use people we both know. They can't.
Yeah.
You can't use people we both know. But look, yeah, y'all got to, when this thing get jumping, y'all gonna need it because you're gonna need them local channels because your channel ain't gonna show it. I don't care what your channel ain't gonna show when they be up there and shoot upside the head up there. They ain't gonna. You got to be able to check in on them because when they get to them preseason games, you wanna be able to know what's going on. You're gonna be crying. You can't find them games. You'll be like, hey, they playing out what channel they on? They ain't gonna be on your channel. They ain't gonna be. I'm letting you know now. They ain't gonna be on your channel. So,
B Watch, you got a super chat from Big Tiger Media.
What he said? Read it up.
I don't even want to read it. He said Coach Prime for president. That's what he said.
Coach Prime said he didn't want to be no president.
Shout out to Big Tiger Media. Coach Prime for president. Hey, Big Tiger said it, y'all. Cash y'all votes for
Prime
Coach
already
Prime
said
president.
He said he know they gonna shoot at him. So he said he ain't trying to be no president.
Hey, my executives and executive assistant said, please start telling Greg said it and JR Boxing whenever they see a super chat, they need to stop talking and read it off because people are paying.
Why you didn't put it up?
I said, okay, all right. They told us stop talking and read the super chat off.
Why y'all didn't put up the super chat on the stream? Y'all were just reading one. I ain't seen no super chat up there.
Because Big Tiger put Fran Brown. I just said Coach Prime for president, but Big Tiger put Fran
Why I don't
Brown
get to see these statements? Where they at?
They usually highlight they illuminate in blue.
Yeah, I ain't got no illumination unless they way back up here.
I didn't see that one either. I didn't see that one. All right, guys, I'm out of here, man. Y'all be good.
Peace.
Appreciate it, Greg.